Hey YouTube, what's going on? Jam here. Welcome back to the gaming station. It's been a little while since I did a Brawl topic video. I was going back and forth about a couple posts I seen, some ideas I liked, but there wasn't enough content for me to get into, and other conversations got too toxic and I didn't want to promote that type of thinking on my channel. Anyway, I really enjoy talking about balancing personally, and when I seen that Voltrex posted about Tick needing a rework, and it was a relatively constructive conversation, I decided to do a video on it. So, Voltrix said that Tick is too easy to play and he's unenjoyable to play against. Some people agreed that Tick needed a rework. Some people didn't think Tick was that strong. And some people didn't want to see him nerfed for biased reasons. So first off, let me say my initial thoughts. I do not think Tick needs a full rework. He's definitely not fully balanced, and he does overshadow the other two throwers in modes like Bounty and Gem Grab. He can smother a lane with bombs and make it impossible to move up to try to gain control. In Siege, he's really only good at controlling the middle of the map, and he's kinda bad at the attacking and defending stages of the game mode. And in Heist, he's terrible in my opinion. He's all about controlling a certain area and not attacking a point like the safe, kinda like Dynamite and Barley are better at. The most annoying thing about Tick to me is how much damage one mine can do. It makes closing gaps on him extremely difficult, and by the time you get close enough to threaten him, you've more than likely lost a good chunk of your HP. And now he has a gadget that allows him to escape and make more space than he had before. The other annoying thing about Tick is how long his mines actually sit on the map. He can just bombard choke points and make it impossible to pass for what seems like forever. So to me, those would be the first two things I would change about Tick. Nerf his damage to about 500 per mine, and then cut the duration of how long each mine sits on the map. So now, down in the comments, tell me how you feel about Tick. Do you think he needs a nerf? Do you think he's okay? Or do you feel like he needs a full rework? Let me know. Alright, so with my thoughts out of the way, let's see what some of the Reddit users think should be done. We're going to start with some of the one-liners, as a lot of them suggest the same thing, and there's a big effort post at the end that we'll touch on. First, we have Dukon, who thinks they should increase the delay between his attacks, just like how they did with Jackie a couple weeks ago. I like this idea, and it could possibly make it harder for Tick to lock down an entire map like he currently can. Ish Caracal suggests increasing his reload time. This will work in lower trophies where players tend to spam all 3 shots, but in higher trophies where players are more methodical about where they lay their mines, I don't think it'll fix anything. Also, Tick has a star power which decreases his reload speed, which means there's a chance that his star powers may become imbalanced depending on if this nerf is overdone or not. Essay says a range nerf could help balance him, and I agree that this could help. What people hate about Tick is that he can just sit behind a wall and spam shots into his lane as well as in the middle of the map. That's not my main issue with Tick, as I've said, but a range nerf would force Tick players to actually move up and join the fight, kinda like with Barley and Dynamite. OK My Money had an interesting idea. They said that Tick mines should have a shadow to show where they're going to land. I like this idea, and it's definitely different from most ideas. This change would, at the very least, let you know where to move when Tick throws his mines. Itblobbin suggested another great idea. Space the mines out more. That way a skilled player can swerve between them and possibly dodge all 3. This is a really good idea. Like I said, one of my issues with Tick is that his mines sit on the map for what seems like forever, making some areas impassable the whole time. This could limit his effectiveness at locking down an area when a player is skilled enough to walk through the mines. Preston Yates says the mine duration and range nerfs are all Tick needs, and again, I agree with these ideas. Shuey42 thinks that Tick should have a movement speed nerf. They bring up the point about 8-Bit having slow movement speed, but is still good on maps due to his long range and damage, and they feel like the same concept could apply to Tick. I see where he's coming from with this idea. However, as this user points out, Tick would have the lowest HP in the game, one of the worst reload speeds, and have a slow movement speed. That's a lot working against one brawler, and I don't think Supercell would want to go that way when rebalancing Tick. Big Boy thinks a range nerf is all Tick needs. He doesn't think that the damage from one mine is that absurd because it's the hardest projectile to land. He also suggested a duration nerf for the mines could be good. Again, I agree with the range nerf, and clearly am on the side of the mine duration nerf. However, I disagree that his damage is okay just because the mines are hard to land directly. Tick isn't supposed to land direct shots. He denies the area of a map by punishing brawlers for walking into them. And in my opinion, the damage is a lot for how long the mines last. CPale was one of the few people that suggested an attack rework. They suggested instead of throwing the mines, Tick would roll them similar to Mr. P. The idea is that he would have to peek out from behind the wall and give opponents a chance to shoot at him. This isn't a bad idea in my opinion. It would fix the issue of Tick not joining fights. Okay, so now we're on to the big effort post that we mentioned before. Jen Sir suggested a few nerfs that could help balance Tick. Not all of them, but 1 or 2 of these could do the trick. First suggestion was the range nerf, because while Barley and Mike can throw over walls, Tick has the range of Piper and Brock even when he is still throwing over a wall. Next is a damage nerf. They say while one mine isn't that bad, if you hit multiple mines, there's a good chance you can finish off most brawlers with just 2 shots. Next is a mine duration nerf. They say the mines last way too long, and also points out that area of denial was Barley's thing, and now Tick just outclasses him in that. And finally, a movement speed nerf, which could help normal speed brawlers close the gap on him, and force Tick players to play more carefully. As pointed out before though, this could leave Tick in a bad spot because of all the other low stats that he already has. So, while Tick is on the more annoying side of brawlers in the game, it seems like most people would be happy with just seeing a range nerf on him. I still think a damage and mine duration nerf would be a better way to go as far as nerfing him. I hope everyone enjoyed this video. Let me know if you did. These are the type of videos I enjoy making, and the feedback is really appreciated. Also, check out some of my other content if you enjoyed this, and consider subscribing as well. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.